Witwatersrand, South Africa, between 2005 to 2006. His academic journey also includes a BA Honors degree in education and a BA Honors degree in history and teaching of English from Sulawesi University in Zimbabwe. Throughout his career, Prof has held various leadership roles, including being the academic vice rector at UNICED in 2022 and the faculty dean at the Faculty of Education and Communication at the Catholic University of Mozambique between 2007 to 2020. He has been actively involved in teaching, supervising, and examining undergraduate, master's, and PhD students, particularly in areas such as scientific research methods, socioeconomic development, educational policy planning and management, and strategic management. Without further ado, I would like to invite our distinguished rector, Prof.Dr. Martins Vilanculos Laita, for his presentation. And based on the language that Prof would speak, I had mentioned earlier that we have interpretations available in English, French, and Portuguese. If our interpreters can confirm that all is set, then we would like to invite Prof to take over. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Like has been said, I am Martins Vilanculos Laita, Rector of UNICED. With all protocol observed, the presentation I'm going to make is about UNICED. We are going to share a little bit of our journey since 2015 to this time. To make life easy for most, I will speak in English, and I will also project the slides on which I'll base my intervention. So thank you in anticipation for your listening. Please confirm if you can see the shared slides sharing.
It's coming up. Yes, we can see it now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Like I said, we are UNICED Open University, UNICED. We are going to talk about 5 important points. Actually, the fifth one is final remarks. The first one is an introduction to the university, and then we'll talk and show a little bit of what our technological infrastructure looks like, and we're also going to our academic processes, and then we're going to talk about the challenges that we face at the university. UNICED is a private university in Mozambique, and it offers distance education and specifically on online modes. The institution has been officially recognized by the government of the Republic of Mozambique on through the decree 27/2021 of 6 May 2021. UNICED has got its headquarters in Beira, Mozambique. Beira is the second largest city of Mozambique after Maputo. It's actually the second capital of Mozambique. It is worth noting that UNICED as a university didn't start actually as a university. It started as an institute and as a higher education institute in 2015 through the decree 41/2014, and then of August 15. And since UNICED started in 2015 with student population of about 2,500 students. It has started registering significant growth. It grew to the extent that we decided to transform the institute into a university. That's why in 2021, AG.E.N.D.A it started tend to be UNICEF. So we evolved from an institute to a university. As I said, when we started in 2015, we had about 2,500 students, and today we have 27,000 students and 7,064 active students. We say active students because this number has been extracted from our database as per today. And this number usually varies according to whether students paid their fees or whether they have dropped out. If I show this number tomorrow, it might be higher or less. And these are the dynamics of distance education. People come and go. People pay fees today or pay later, and our systems only register as active students, students who have got all their fees paid, who have got all their courses done at a particular time. And as this chart shows, we've got 10 resource centers, and our students are distributed among these 10 resource centers. As we can see, the resource center with less students is the Shimoyu Resource Centers, the resource center with 6.7% of the student population. And the highest is Mashishi, which is 14.6%. This is interesting because Mashish is a very small city, actually, together with Shashai, which is also 12.7%. They are all small cities, and they have a student population that is, a bit higher or equal to big cities like Nampula and Kilimani, which shows that distance education, especially online education, has got this potential of reaching smaller cities and making them bigger by the fact that they can enroll a significant number of students. We also have graduated students starting 2019. Since our courses are 4 years, they have the duration of 4 years, all our undergraduate courses, and our master's courses have got the duration of 2 years. So since we began, we have graduated 9,697 students spread all over the country. Like I said, our presence is in every province in Mozambique. So this is about our graduation. In terms of staff, UNICEF, although the student population is big, is still a small, growing university. We are 10 years old, if you do the calculations. And our staff are distributed as follows. We have 138 academic staff, and we have 148 non-academic staff, bringing us to a total of 286 permanent staff. It is important to say that we employ over 1,500 students, 1,500 staff, part-time staff, especially academic staff, every semester to support in our teaching and the evaluation of our students. By evaluation, I'm talking about assessment of our students. Our mission is to promote knowledge, know-how and other citizenship values in the communities using information and communication technologies. Like we said, we are an online institution, and information and communication technologies are the means through which we reach our students and the means through which we develop and share knowledge with our communities. It's also important to mention that although we are an online institution, for those courses that require practicals, internships, and other activities that will require students' physical presence, we actually have students coming to our resource centers to actually develop, together with our academic staff, the activities that actually require practicals. And our vision is to be a dynamic and proactive agent at the national and international level in the training of citizens through the use of open and online education. So we pledge to continue with online education and to grow in Mozambique and outside Mozambique. We have experimented and proved that it is possible. Like I've referred to, we started with 2,500 students, and today we are about 27,000 students plus, which means there is a huge opportunity for growth, and this is what we are working on. And for us to achieve this vision, we are doing heavy investments in technology. It might look like doing online education is a simple issue of being connected to internet and all that. No, but there's lots of things backstage that happen and lots of requirements in terms of technology. And UNICEF, through the instituting company, which is the APED Holding, is committed to investing in resources, human and technology, in order to make it possible for us to attain our vision, which is of continuing to grow and reach people wherever they are. And our objectives are, first of all, we have to reiterate that we believe that distance education, especially on its online version, is not an alternative to traditional education. Distance education is another mode of education, which is actually showing to produce results equal or even better to traditional education for various reasons. In online education, students have got access to content 24 hours, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, and 365 or so days a year. And students can participate in various activities, with them synchronous or asynchronous. And this makes learning for them more interesting, and that's why people keep enrolling in this mode. We'll always underline again the need for heavy investment in technology, because technology is developing every day, and we have to keep in pace with it so that our students find it interesting and challenging to start through online education. We have also shown that, and this continues to be our objective, that online education serves to reduce asymmetries in as far as access to higher education is concerned. When we only had face-to-face universities, there are regions where people didn't have access to education, and for them to have access to education, they have to travel to other regions. But now, with distance education and online education specifically, students can study wherever they are at the time they find more comfortable to study. They have access, like I said, 24 hours to tutors and to material, and more so they can still keep their jobs while they start. So this mode of education is not comparable to any other in terms of ensuring students all this comfort. So there is here a very huge potential of growth. We offer undergraduate programs that's the duration of 4 years, and postgraduate programs. At this moment, we are only offering master's programs. We have 4 master's programs. And we've got 19 undergraduate programs. And all our courses are accredited courses. Okay? And before submitting our courses for accreditation by the competent agencies, we submit all the courses for the scrutiny of society, for the public in general, for the civil society, for the business people, and other professional bodies who advise us on the content that should be taught, and also on the methodologies that which we should follow. We also look a lot at the sustainability of the courses. And for us, sustainability is not only reduced to whether it makes profit or not, since we are actually a private university, but whether it actually, our courses are actually developing in our students the skills and the competencies that society actually expects students in their various subjects to develop. And here we, just for a little break, we have some pictures showing.
Voici des images, des photos de la remise des programmes de remise de diplômes. Et voilà nos diplômés.
Our university has got 6 faculties, which are the Faculty of Health Sciences. This is the most interesting faculty that we have, and the issues that we do in this faculty are interesting, and they actually capture the debates in various areas. At the moment, in this faculty, we offer an undergraduate course in nutrition and a master's in public health. And we've got a significant number of students in the undergraduate, over 3,000 students doing nutrition, and over 50 students doing public health in public health in the master's programs. And then we've got the Faculty of Education, which has 5 courses. In the Faculty of Education, basis mostly on courses for teachers. We have courses in the teaching of chemistry, teaching of biology, teaching of various sciences. So this is our biggest faculty in terms of student population. It's got about 10,000 students. So we've been upgrading and upskilling teachers. Most of the people who actually do this courses in this faculty and other faculties are already professionals who are working and who seek to upskill or upgrade themselves. And then we also have faculty of social and human sciences with 3 courses, and faculty of law. The faculty of law has got just one undergraduate course, which is a bachelor's honors in law with about 3,000 students. So this is the course with more students. And then we've got the Faculty of Economics and Management. It has got more courses, and by virtue of having more courses, it is the second largest faculty that we have in terms of the number of students. And finally, we have the Faculty of Engineering and Agriculture. Here we have computer sciences for the side of engineering so far, and then we have agriculture for the part of agriculture. These are the courses, the health sciences and the Faculty of Engineering and Agriculture. These are the faculties that have a greater percentage of face-to-face activities in terms of practicals, internships, and all activities that actually need hands-on involvement. The master's courses, like I said, are four. We have public health, we have tax and customs law, and we have accounting and auditing, and also we have human resources. Okay, so this is as far as the programs that we offer. This is Mozambique, a country well designed by the map, as it is shown there, beautifully designed Mozambique with caves and so on. And those are the provinces, and the UNICEF's presence, like it can be seen, is in every province. And so when we talk about resource centers, what are we talking about? When we talk about resource centers, we are talking about a support unit where we have not lecturers, not tutors, although we are gradually equipping them also with tutors. Since our teaching and learning, as we're going to see, happens in a platform which is Moodle, everything is done centrally and students are spread all over. But there are issues that students might want to seek assistance at particular places, so they can't all come to the headquarters. Because of that, we have created the resource centers, which are sort of offices with some different features. Actually, we have there a very small library, a very small computer center, but all this small is evolving to big. Like we'll show you a model of the resource centers that we are going to have in about 10 years. We'll probably 10 years or less. We'll have all this model of resource centers everywhere. But at the moment, we have it in two resource centers, which is Shimoyu and Maputo. So people who want to seek assistance, and those people who cannot access internet and who do not have, for some reason, computers or any other equipment that will facilitate their involvement in classes, they can go to the resource center and seek assistance and use the few computers that are there. Experience is showing us that students are becoming so autonomous that they do not usually go to the resource centers anymore, because they've got, like we will show later also, they've got access to information through lots of means. So we have fewer students going physically to the resource centers because we are technologically prepared to attend to the students wherever they are. So the resource center will have a very small structure just to make students feel that they are studying with a university which is represented in the area they are. And in case they need assistance, they go to that resource center and get the necessary assistance. So our technological infrastructure, which is mainly soft, their systems. We have here Isura, which does the academic records. It manages the records of students, their grades, their enrollment. That's done there. And then we've got the Moodle platform. Platform is the university of our students. That's the classroom. In this classroom, they find all the material they need for studying a particular discipline or a particular course. The program is there. It is through the Moodle that forums are organized. It is through the Moodle that assessment is done. And we also have synchronous, which are video conferences, which we do using Zoom, Google Meet, and other systems, so that students have moments of interacting with tutors in real time. We also have UNICEF Mobile, which is an application that allows students to work on the Moodle from their cell phones. Mainly, students should use computers, desktops, laptops, and tablets, but those with smartphones can also access content, interact with tutors and colleagues through their cell phones. We also have our virtual library. In this virtual library, that's where we have the references that students need to consult in order to manage their content. So the physical libraries, the small physical libraries we have in also centers, will serve those who will want actually to have a touch on physical books, but we mainly have digital literature, which is in our virtual library, and students can access our library anytime from whenever, as long as they have internet and a gadget through which they can navigate and get into our library. We've got the Primavera. Primavera is the financial management system, which not only staff can have access to, but our students through their virtual secretary can see their financial situation. So Primavera transfers students financial information to a virtual secretary, and from there students can see if they paid their fees, whatever they owe, and then be aware of it and duly do the payments if they are short of payments. And we also have this SGR, which is a student complaints management system. Like we said, and we also have a help desk where they can also phone at the university. They will be attended by professionals at the help desk and provide them with the help that help desk can provide. And help desk, if help desk can't provide that information, they will transfer the call to the call or the emails to the person who will attend to them. The same thing, students can have access to a system that's called Vilanculos, talk to us, and then people can chat between themselves or chat with the university professionals to get the assistance they need, or to share the information they have to share. We also have a website. We should have the address to our website is down there on the bottom, my right side of the slides. It's a very rich, well-fed website. You can learn more about us from that website. To facilitate student management of their study, we make provision for tablets for undergraduate students. We provide them with tablets, and the master's students, we provide them with laptops. And all this is already in their fees. So when they enroll, and when we have the equipment available, then we make it available for them. But we strongly advise students who want to enroll to at least have their own gadgets in case we are not able to give them the gadget duly. We had a bad experience during COVID time because we get our tablets we used to get our tablets from China, and then trade was heavily affected, and there was a time when we cannot strongly advise students that they should have gadgets that can make it possible for them to access our module as a condition for their enrollment. We are also very strong on social media. If you go to Facebook, you will find and we also interact with our students, but we mainly share information to the public using our social. And one very important thing is that all the systems that we have just talked about, they talk to each other. They are interlinked. If student, for example, does a quiz or an assessment in Moodle and gets marks that will be used to decide whether he goes to the next stage or not, that information is transferred automatically to Isura, which is the student's system that records the student's record. If the student, for example, owes something for the university, Isura stops immediately from processing anything that has to do with the students and shows the student owing, and therefore cannot have access to other systems. And this has helped us manage the many students we have, and more so because they are from different places and they do the activities at different. So the integration is very important, and this is what makes us strong and able to manage that number of distance education students with very little or very few problems. Okay, like we said, all online learning and assessment activities are configured on the Moodle. Students access the Moodle and perform their academic activity period, which is very flexible. Students, for example, can have a period of 1 month to do their assessment. So each student will do the assessment at the time they feel they are comfortable in doing, and so forth. And then this is how some of our systems look like. Like you see here, we've got some courses, and then the activities that they do. Where you see written avaliação, and there's a red tick, that is assessment 3. These assessments students will do at their own time, and then there are forums of discussion. There are also forums for feedback, and when people have got questions, there are also forums for questions, and we have tutors 24 hours response to students for their participation. Students also do exams. Exams are also done in a period of 2 days, after which then the exam ends and always removed from the platform. And our students also do written assignments in forms of essays or scientific articles which they submit, and they are graded, and they are also required to present these articles or these essays. At the end of their courses, they do projects for undergraduates and dissertations for master's degrees. In addition to the internship reports that they have to produce, because they go through a number of internship programs. So the factors of success, why UNICEF considers itself success case, and thank God, or thanks to AAU, AAU has also recognized UNICEF as a success case. It's due to the combination of all these factors represented in this chart. Our resource centers provide our students with the necessary assistance which they require in its various forms, be it in terms of assistance, in terms of managing the digital devices and systems that we use, also assistance in terms of understanding most of the systems that we also use. We have this electronic secretary, which is the place where students go in and get information about their financial status, about their academic situation, and so on. And we also invest in social media, where we keep our students updated with some issues that happen at the university, and we actually interact with students because they go in there and also comment. We have our online modules, which are hosted in the Moodle, and they, students, like you said, they study at their pace from wherever they are. If, for example, we have a synchronous activity, like a video conference through Zoom, and for some reason students cannot participate, they don't completely lose that session, because we record the session, and then the student, we make it available in our systems, and student can go over it at any time. Even if students were present and they didn't understand well some of the issues that were transmitted there, they can go back and over and over, and that makes it more possible for them to understand the content. We also, our students have access to our e-journals and our virtual library. Our virtual library is mostly populated through the open education resources. There is a rich reservoir of is to go hunting and get them and assemble them in one place, which we call our virtual library, to make it easy for students to for their courses. We also have this complaints management system we talked about. Our students do not need actually the resource center, because they can use the communication systems that we have to complain, and the complaints actually taken to various levels. So they go to the first level, and there's a time given for that level to resolve the complaints. If that complaint is not resolved in the given period, it then transits to the next level. So there's no way our student can be left without. We said students enjoy synchronous and the synchronous sessions. The most work online education is done by students on their own with little assistance from our tutors, especially in the Moodle. The tutors then will be giving the feedback to them and direct and redirect them in their studies. But then we also have synchronous sessions where students can at real time interact with will give them lectures. So a combination of all this makes this studying online a bit more interesting and a bit more interactive. And then we have online chatting systems. There are various, like you say, and the fact that we provide students with tablets and laptops makes it easy for many to actually look at university as a university that provides them with a more comfortable opportunity to start. Then we've got the Moodle. We refer to it. Moodle is actually our university. And the good thing is that Moodle is free, but not that we are doing it, we are having it all free, because all these other systems that we link them with Moodle, we need to pay for them, and we don't pay little money, we pay lots of money. So lots of investment is made to link our various systems with Moodle, which is...
Nous avons mis en place une plateforme pouvant lier tous les systèmes
now it's no longer open, to guarantee that students invest in academic integrity, because academic integrity is one thing we preach a lot. Because one of the things that make distance education face lots of criticism in the whole world is the issue of academic integrity. So invest in academic integrity by investing in systems that will give us some assurance that students actually act with integrity throughout. Our systems also help monitor students and tutors to ensure that they are acting with integrity and that tutors are doing their job and students are also doing their job. So Moodle will generate maps and graphs on students and tutors' performance per subject and the course. So we'll know if the lecturers or the tutors have actually done the lectures they are supposed to do, whether they have graded the assignments students have done. We'll also know what students have done as assignments and when they have not done. And we have a way of following up students and reminding them that they should do their assignments and that their assignments will be due in a short period. And this has made it that students actually do their assignments, because we invest in going after them, asking them to do their assignments, which is not little work. Like everyone might know, distance education needs a lot of discipline, but this discipline is not only should not only be expected from students. Tutors should also be disciplined in terms of giving students feedback in due time. The management of the university should also be disciplined and it should invest in monitoring systems to ensure that students and tutors are actually doing their job as they should do. We have talked about the provision of tablets. We have also said that at a point we got stranded because we could not access China for these gadgets, which are important for our students and staff. Because of that lesson we learned, we through the company that owns UNICEF, another company was created, which is EduTech. EduTech is a company that has been created to ensure that UNICEF has got all the technology it needs to do its business. Talking about systems, about infrastructure. So EduTech is there to develop and improve the systems that UNICEF should use. It is there to produce tablets and computers and provide them to UNICEF so that UNICEF can also ensure that their students or its students have got the necessary technologies to study online. EduTech also provides a consultants that does not only provide services for UNICEF, although it has been created for that effect, but it will also provide services for the public in general, and that will help it be more sustainable and produce the systems and the gadgets at reasonable prices as time passes. So EduTech is a company, like you said, owned by the mother company, which is investing in order to ensure that UNICEF becomes the university that our vision as UNICEF has in place. It is also noteworthy that the company that owns UNICEF does not only have EduTech as another company, but it has got many other companies. How do these companies come up? They look at what UNICEF needs in terms, for example, of places for their students to have internships, to do practicals, and then a company is created. There's lots of farms that have been created for the students that are doing agriculture to have a pedagogical experience, a practical experience on these farms and on these companies. This is what makes UNICEF a unique university, because it does not only depend, although at this moment we heavily depend on our partners for placing our students in internships and doing practical activities, but we are now creating companies in order to reduce this dependence. Like you can see, this is EduTech assembling tablets and computers. In that room, we have students that do computer sciences who are doing their practical. So they are having hands-on experience in terms of the course they are doing. And this is what we are going to invest in the future, having our own companies to ensure that our students have got the hands-on experience on the courses that they are doing. What will UNICEF be without partners? Like AAU is one, almost nothing. So we are great today because we have been learning from our partners who are part of many of the associations or the councils of which we are part. We are talking about now in Nigeria, talking about UNISA in South Africa. We are talking about the Open University of Tanzania, talking about the Open University of Zimbabwe. Many universities were fundamental, and they still are fundamental in our growth. Although, this is just a little joke, we actually outpaced some of the universities that have actually helped us grow. They've timidly transformed themselves digitally, but we did not, because one important thing I've not mentioned is that UNICEF started as an online university. It didn't change to online university because of external factors. No, it actually started like that. Because many have only learned about the word online because of COVID, but we knew about online well before COVID. So these are some of the associations which we are part and will continue to be part. We will also be continuing to recommend members, continue to recommend universities that we know to become members of these associations or councils of which we are a part. Okay. Like I said, AAU has been great for UNICEF. Today, we are having another great opportunity to showcase ourselves thanks to AAU. And these are part of the things that AAU has helped us do and still helping us do. And other, we also need to recognize other organizations like A.G.E.N.D.A, DIASA, and many others. Our challenges. These are our challenges. We need to train teachers, more teachers. Most of the part-time staff we have, they still have the face-to-face mania, which is not easily transformed because we cannot do online or distance education with face-to-face mentality. So through partnerships we have with universities and all that, we are developing programs that will actually train our staff to make our staff more receptive to distance, especially to online education, to be more technology friendly. And this we can only achieve if we continue being members and friends to other universities, especially if it's done through associations. So we'll continue engaging with more universities to make sure that our staff and our students have got the international exposure and experience they need to develop as de facto university staff. So we believe in these partnerships. There are other challenges which we should be open about. Distance education, open education, and online education especially faces lots of scrutiny from governments, from civil society. Why? Because it is growing importance. Many people are adhering to distance education. Students love distance education, and it is this that will actually make people ask questions. Why? What is special about it? How is it being done? So it is important to do it well, and these are the efforts that we are doing, to do it well and allow and actually invite the scrutiny, because scrutiny is good for development. When people come and see what you're doing, they criticize it, it is an opportunity for growth. And we have always been open to this, and this has been key to our growth and to our development. Like I said, this is one of the resource centers that we built ourselves. There's another one like this that has been just finished in Maputo, and it is actually equipped with advanced technology. But there's smart classrooms, which is a classroom where those students who will want to come to the resource center and have a face-to-face experience they can have, but at the same time, people all over and through their technological gadgets, computers, desktops, or laptops, or even smartphones, they can actually also be participating in that class. So this is what we have selected to present about us. There's more, but time is always scarce, and this is what we have selected to present. And I would like to thank you a lot for having followed the presentation and for having given UNICEF the opportunity to participate this webinar and be known and know other members, and I also welcome those members that have been just thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dos Santos Laita, for that very rich presentation. I think we've all learned a lot from it, especially institutions that are still expanding their reach in terms of their online and distance, open distance education. I'm sure there are a lot of questions that will be coming up. I also learned a lot from it, and I'm sure during the sessions, some of these things would come up. We were particularly impressed about the EduTech, the tablet and computer assembly solutions, in that is also offering students hands-on, experience as they go through the process. We really want to appreciate you for sharing, the details as pertains to your institution with us in terms of the reach, the faculty numbers, the students numbers. You also shared your rich resource centers with us, as well as the various platforms that you have, and how the institution has managed to make sure that these are all integrated so that students are not moving from one platform to the other, but they are all integrated in one place. Whilst we wait to start the Q&A session, which would come up briefly, the technical team are sorting it out. I would like to invite them, the technical team, to just play one or two of videos from some of our member institutions, and then we'll dive straight into the Q&A sessions for both Prof's presentation and then Ms. Edith Larry's presentation on behalf of the AAU. So we'll just use the next 5 minutes to just view some videos shared by our member institutions in terms of what they are doing over there. And we'd like to invite our members institutions here that also haven't shared their videos with us to share, so that during such platforms, we can really play it to all the stakeholders and they get to know what is happening in your institutions. So these are just samples randomly selected, but as I mentioned, we invite those who are here to share to also share theirs with us. So over to you, technical team, and then we'll dive straight into the Q&A session.
In today's knowledge societies, universities play a crucial role in social, economic, and cultural development. Ibn Tufayl University stands out nationally and internationally with a diverse range of over 400 degree programs. Founded over 35 years ago, Ibn Tufayl University is actively involved in the new National Pact, transforming higher education, research, and innovation through strategic planning across its 11 establishments. The university prepares future academics across diverse sectors and promotes international student mobility. With a focus on imparting knowledge and fostering academic growth, our campus cultivates diversity in disciplines and teaching methods. Curriculum development is a priority, aligning with national research agendas and market demands. Qualification profiles emphasize program quality, feasibility, and infrastructure support. In recent years, Ibn Tufayl University has established over 100 partnerships with renowned universities. Our institution aims to be an internationally visible and attractive partner in cooperative projects, committed to both local roots and a continental orientation towards Africa. Internationalization is a tool for enhancing the quality of research and teaching. A major objective is to increase student mobility, both outgoing and incoming, to complement their studies, improve language skills, and gain diverse cultural experiences. We provide robust support for internships and aim to expand quality partnership agreements, improving opportunities for studying abroad within our degree programs. Intra-Africa student mobility fosters resourcefulness, enhances the visibility of Ibn Tufayl University and counters brain drain in Africa, benefiting students, institutions, and the continent as a whole. The university is a place where knowledge for the present and future is developed, disseminated, and critically examined, all while upholding the principle of academic freedom in research and teaching. Ibn Tufayl University is a research institution with a strong international profile. It is conscious of its roots, particularly national priorities, while also embracing research challenges that extend beyond its locale. As one of the nation's top institutions, it strives to maintain its successful historical traditions, while venturing into innovative research fields, such as artificial intelligence. Through its research activities, Ibn Tufayl University contributes to the generation and development of knowledge, addressing questions of societal relevance. Our university develops doctoral students' abilities to assimilate modern knowledge, apply scientific methods to solve problems, and make discoveries and innovations beyond current knowledge levels. Ibn Tufayl University is committed to social responsibility and research, aiming to conduct high-level, application-oriented research that enhances Morocco's economic competitiveness through national and international cooperation projects with businesses and society. Ibn Tufayl University supports the development of sports and culture through a strong cultural policy. Sports events, festivals, and various cultural activities throughout the year are the vibrant heart of the university.
Behold the symbol of evolving intellectual excellence in the African educational landscape. Welcome to Ladyz Digest University, located in the serene Ilaramoki, Ondo State.
Established in 1949, Accra Technical University, the premier technical university in Ghana, has distinguished itself in the area of technical education provision. It is located in the central business district of Accra, the capital city of Ghana, and that makes us uniquely the inner city university. Our mission as a technical university is to advance technical knowledge by creating a conducive environment for applied research, quality teaching, and competency-based training with a high impact on industry and business creation. The university believes in education and training that develops the competencies and skills of our students to make them relevant to industry and competitive in the job market. With a graduate school, 5 faculties, and 16 departments, we offer various industry-relevant Master of Science, Master of Technology, Bachelor of Technology, Higher National Diploma, Diploma, and non-Higher National Diploma programs. Our vibrant students' population of over 25,000 includes a diverse mix of local and international students seamlessly integrating into an energetic campus life. Our graduates are highly sought-after professionals, making connections with leading organizations in Ghana and beyond, and this is made possible by our experienced and expert faculty. The university has various well-equipped labs and workshops and research-ready libraries and other ultra-modern teaching and learning facilities. So, if you're looking to start your tertiary academic journey or elevate your career at a university that blends theory with actual practical work and where students' experience is prioritized, then you're welcome to Accra Technical University. Accra Technical University, integrity, creativity, and excellence.
Mountaintop University invites applications for admission into its undergraduate programs for the 2020-2021 academic session. Mountaintop University is a world-class award-winning center of excellence in teaching and research. Enroll now to study with state-of-the-art facilities and top-rated faculty. We offer programs in the basic and applied sciences, humanities, and social and management sciences. With all programs fully accredited, Mountaintop University is a dynamic center of academic excellence, offering the best atmosphere and cutting-edge research and ICT facility for training competitive men and women for distinction in life and career. For details on how to join us, visit www.mtu.edu.ng or call 0703 939 5024 0803 950.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, technical team. I think we can take the rest of the videos at the end of the session. At this point, we are moving in straight into the Q&A session. I would like to acknowledge the presence of some of the AAU board members who are currently connected. I think I saw Professor Elizabeth connected. We really appreciate you, Prof. I've seen a number of some of our partners equally connected as well, and various member universities from across the continent, from various countries connected. We really want to appreciate your presence and for making. Okay, apologies for that. I see the host had muted everyone. I was earlier acknowledging the various dignitaries that are connected from AAU partners. I had also mentioned that I see some of our AAU governing board members connected. I can see, for instance, Professor Elizabeth Olawinde connected. We really appreciate you for making time to join us. I see our members and our partners as well. I see IOFOST. Professor Awo is connected, and various dignitaries and executives that have joined us here today from Africa and beyond. We really appreciate you all for making time to join us. We are moving straight into the Q&A session. Some of them are questions addressed to our presenter. Others are to the AAU, and I'm sure there are still others that all of us, if we feel we have the response to, we can actually raise our hands and answer. This is really a platform for us to learn and share amongst ourselves. On that note, I would read some of the questions that I have. The other ones would invite all of us to raise our hand. Please let's use the reaction button to raise our hand, and then I'll call us in that order. It can be a question, it can also be a contribution that you have to make to Prof's presentation, as well as the presentation from the AAU membership officer. Over here, I see a question that was asking where the AAU Nigerian office is hosted. So that is a question to the Association of African Universities. Maybe I'll simply respond to that. Our AAU Nigerian office is hosted by a CVC Nigeria, Committee of Vice Chancellors Nigeria. So we have an office in their bigger office and an officer in charge. So please engage the CVC Nigeria, Committee of Vice Chancellors Nigeria, if you want to reach out to us on anything that is specific to the Nigeria office. And then it will be handled at that level. You can also feel free to write to us directly here at the Secretariat. That was Madam Angela Abasilim who asked that question. The next question, it says, what are the educational strategies to be employed for the preservation of culture in this sustainable era? That is Dr. Adetola Dasaulu, and Dr. Adetola is concerned about how we can really preserve culture in this sustainable era, so that our culture doesn't fade away in the next few decades, but it's really passed on to generations and generations to come after us. There's also another question which says that universities have been offering bachelor's degree in public health and bachelor's degree in environmental health. Going with the definition of public health in its wider meaning and the 21st century changes in AI and specialization, which is the best degree among the two? So that is a question for all of us to respond to. I would like to also maybe see some hands. So those are 3 questions, out of which I think I've straight away answered the one related to the Nigerian office and where it is hosted. Maybe we can take 2 more, and then we can then invite our speakers to respond to this to the best of their knowledge. But otherwise, I think I would also open the floor for any of us as stakeholders who think you have practical experience to share, or practical example of, for instance, how your institution is making sure that Africa's culture is preserved, as well as how we are able to teach students using various scenarios, examples, and various methodologies that relates to culture and from our African context. Please feel free to share that as well. I don't think I see any hand up. Or do we have any contribution, especially for Prof, following his presentation about his institution? What really stood out for you? Did we take away any lessons? And are there contributions of how things are being done in your institution so that all of us can learn from it in terms of strengthening our delivery of our online distance open education to students, all in line with promoting access? I think it would be lovely for all of us to share. There are a number of us connected here from various countries, both within Africa and then beyond. And I think this is a very huge platform to facilitate that learning and sharing. So please feel free, unmute your hand and contribute to the discussion. The session is originally scheduled to close at about 11:30 GMT. So we still do have some time. And I think this is the crux of the matter in terms of us really sharing, contributing, and AAU is providing this platform for our voices to be heard. Please, when you are called, you unmute yourself, you introduce yourself, and then you go ahead to deliver your contribution or to ask your question. Thank you very much. Okay, I see a hand raised. Can you kindly please unmute yourself and then make your contribution or proceed to ask your question, please? Okay, Professor Martins wants to contribute. Prof, I will come back to you. Kindly unmute and then you can contribute or ask your question as well. Thank you. Prof, you have muted. Okay, I see the hand had been dropped. I saw another hand, but it also appears to have been dropped. Okay, Prof, over to you. Professor Martins dos Santos Vilanculos, please kindly unmute and then you can make your submission. Otherwise, I think you can respond to this question. It appears to be a follow-up from your presentation, Prof. The stakeholder wants to know how you collaborate with other resource experts, that is lecturers, from other universities to ensure foreign and external input. Is there any link for foreign experts to apply as tutors or external examiners? And the second question reads, do you have any journal that accepts manuscripts for research publication and development? Kindly share if they are available. So maybe Prof, we'll come over to you and your team in Mozambique so that you can first help respond to these questions. Sorry, we are unable to hear you. I'm confirming if we still have Prof and team on the line. Okay, whilst we wait for Prof, Edith, you may want to take this next question. What is required for a university to become a member of AAU? What are the joining fees like? Edith, if you can hear me, please take this question whilst we wait to have Prof and team on board to respond to the earlier questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Felicia. So with regards to the requirements, the institution must be an accredited institution, which should be in existence for, I think, should be in existence for like 2 years, 2 or more years, and should either be an African university or an organization that works with higher education institutions. Yes, and then with regards to the fees, for associate members pay $2,000 every year, and then for full members also pay $3,000 every year, $3,000 every year. And then if you want to join, you can kindly send an email to membership@aau.org or
tell him that.
Can we please mute if we are not speaking? Otherwise, the technical team kindly mute everyone. And then when we see hands raised, we call them to contribute. Thank you. Sorry, Edith, please proceed.
Yes, to join, you can also send in your application through join@aau.org. And please remember that the university must have graduated its first cohort of bachelor students to be qualified to be an AAU member. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have Prof and team back on the line. Prof, please unmute, and then you can respond to some of the questions that came in earlier. Thank you.
Can we, we had lost internet, can we start?
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, please. There was a question. I would read them. One says, how do you collaborate with other resource experts, that is lecturers, from other universities to ensure foreign or external input? So these are lecturers either outside your university or outside your country or even outside Africa. It says, is there any link for foreign experts to apply as tutors or external examiners? And the second question says, do you have any journal that accepts manuscripts for research publication and development? Kindly share if they are available.
So, okay. It is our desire to have as many international experts collaborate with us. In fact, we have a few. Most of them contact us directly. We don't have a specific link on our website for international applications, but we have taken note. I think we have to create that one. Like I said, so far people have been contacting us directly, and there is space for collaboration. In terms of teaching and learning is concerned, the only barrier at this moment is language, because most of the things we do them in Portuguese. But in as far as research and other outreach programs are concerned, those we can do, because our staff, even students, they are more and more using English for their academic activities. So there's this possibility. You can contact us. Our contacts are there in our website. Also like to contribute a bit about the preservation of culture. Well, one thing universities should do, I think, is to actually offer courses specifically dealing with issues of culture, aimed at preserving and also culture as Africans, and also creating awareness about the existence of many other cultures within our cultures and outside our cultures. And also, we need to invest in the organization of cultural events. If we have in our universities cultural events organized with some regularity, that will create more awareness for the need of preserving our different cultures. And we should also work a lot with our communities in this regard. Our communities can contribute with their experiences and with the advocacy for the preservation of the positive aspects of the cultures that we have. This is the contribution I have. I am here with Professor Martin, who is the Vice Rector Technology, and he also wants to say something if you allow.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Professor Martin Kinegwan. I'm the Vice Rector for Technology at UNICEF. First, I'd like to thank my recent Rector for a good presentation to let the world know what we are doing and who we are. Because I'll start by saying that our main motto is bringing education to the people through the use of technology. People don't come to us for education. We take education to them through the use of technology. And we are now at a whole different level when it comes to the use of technology in education. So he talked about our smart classrooms we are developing and the rest. But I want to comment briefly on the culture issue. We need to use culture, we need to use technology to bring culture or let people understand culture, their own culture. As it is now, the use of technology is based on the Western culture alone. We, as universities, must develop curricula or courses that can use technology that we can use to teach the next generation about our own culture, instead of using the technology to teach the Western culture. So to make culture part of our educational system, the best we can do is to employ the use of technology in teaching culture in our curriculum. That is where we need to start from. That's what I would say about the use about culture in our curriculum.
Thank you very much for your submissions. They are really clear and very articulate in terms of touching on the key issues. Maybe if I can also add up on that very note, you did mention the need to utilize technology in teaching our culture. There's also the aspect of actually leveraging culturally inclined teaching approaches and methodologies. There are teaching methodologies, for instance, such as the CTCA, cultural, techno-contextual approach, which is a way of teaching students, but engaging them to use relevant examples from their culture to explain to them, as well as several other approaches that are out there. So I think the question was spot on in terms of trying to remind us as Africans to ensure that this current generation and the next one and then other ones to come after us do not miss out on critical aspects as pertains to our African culture. Another question has come to you, so maybe I would ask that quickly. and then we can then pick Madam Rosemary Ngara, who has also raised her hand. This question is from Linda Sameta, and Linda says that, kindly elaborate on your quality assurance standards for online mode of learning, especially with regard to assessment. So Linda wants to understand how you ensure quality standards are upheld via online mode of learning, and
Okay.
especially as pertains to your assessment. So maybe you can come in and then we can then call other speakers who have raised their hand to speak as well.
Okay, I will briefly respond, to this. We take quality assurance very, very serious. And we have various layers of quality assurance. We have the internal layer, which is within the university. And then we have the National Quality Assurance Agency. And then we follow quality assurance policies by A.G.E.N.D.A and the other organizations we are member of. Let me start with the internal one. Most of the time, people are skeptical about exams and other assessments online. When they talk about quality, that is the bottom line. We have systems in place to proctor our exams. We have a proctoring system by a Brazilian company we use to proctor our exams. And we are now currently working with U-Learning in China, which has used a proctoring system to proctor exams for millions and millions of students in China during the COVID era, which was used by the Shanghai district, Ministry of Education for the Shanghai district, to proctor exams for millions of students. And we are going to start implementing that next academic year. So when it comes to quality assurance, there are levels and various layers to ensure that the programs we offer are of quality and they are of the same standard as people may expect from the face-to-face universities.
Thank you very much. I think this answers the stakeholder who asked that question. We will move straight to the hands that have been raised. If Madam Rosemary Ngara is online, kindly unmute yourself, and then you can first of all start by introducing yourself, and you can proceed to ask your question. If you're able to turn on your camera, that would be great, but otherwise you can also proceed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I am Rosemary Ngara. Okay, I'm employed at the Zimbabwe Open University. Okay, I want to thank the professor very much for his informative presentation. I have just two questions. I might have missed out on these issues that I have questions on. What's the ratio of females to males like at the institution of the professor? That's question one. Then question two, if I got the professor right, he was saying from 2019, the enrollment was on the rise, even up to this year. But then looking at the graph representing the number of graduates per year, there was some significant fall from about 2020 to about 2022. What could have been the reasons for the noted fall? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Rosemary. We'll take the next question, and then we'll move to the respondents. That would be by Madam Charity Nashona. You have the floor, please.
Thank you very much, everyone and all the presenters from various institutions. Mine is just a clarification on the presentation that was made by a representative from the Association of African University. I think I missed out on some of the requirements on the notice, the first part which was prepared. So I just want some clarification so that as I report back to the university, we don't miss out on any information which is required. Thank you very much.
Okay. So we'll cross over to Edith to respond to that. Do I see another hand up? No. So we'll move to Mozambique for a response, and then we'll come back to Accra, Ghana, for Edith to respond to the bits that relates to the Association of African Universities.
Thank you very much. I'll start with the ratio, and then my colleague will talk about will explain the differences in enrollment. Our ratios, we still have more males, and it depends also on the courses, but the difference is very little. We have about 45 or 48 female students, and then 48% female students, and then 52 male students.
I'll respond on the issue of the discrepancies of the graphs as far as graduation is concerned. The numbers which you see for 2019, the graduation, those were 2015 students who enrolled in 2015, and they graduated in 2019. And the students who graduated in 2019 are more than the students who graduated in 2020, because the 2016 enrollment was less than 2015 enrollment. There were some economic challenges in Mozambique, and with less enrollment in 2016. So that's why there was a reduction in the number of graduates in 2020. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope Madam Charity has been answered. Otherwise, we would move straight to Edith to respond to the second question that was asked.
Okay, so to join the AAU, you must be an accredited university, either in Africa or in any part of the world, or also you must be an institution that works with higher education institutions. And you must, if you are that, you don't need to have the requirement of producing the accreditation. But if you are a university, you must have graduated your first cohort of bachelor students. Yes, and then to join the AAU, you can submit your request via membership at aau.org, or you can submit your application directly to join at aau.org. And then for your membership subscription fees, for the associate members, you pay $2,000 yearly. And then for full membership, you pay $3,000 yearly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Edith. Maybe I'll call on one of the team members from AAU to kindly post the link to the membership portion of our website via the chat, so that people can click on it and actually read more on it. So thank you very much. That will be done. One of the team members will post that right away, as well as the general AAU website, so that we can visit it for more information. There was a question that says how African scholars can establish a huge African association of researchers. It's not clear, but I think it's mainly trying to ask about how we can put ourselves together as African researchers so that we have a huge database and a huge association of individuals and experts that are undertaking research on key topics. I remember during my earlier introductory presentation, I touched on one of the key focal areas for AAU being the strengthening of the AAFrik network, which is a network that seeks to do exactly what you are talking about, putting together African researchers of similar expertise and similar research backgrounds together so that we can do what you are requesting us to do. There have been some webinars that have already been hosted targeting researchers for agriculture. There's been a second one and various others that have been hosted. So I would just like to encourage all of us to be visiting the AAU platforms regularly. If we are not subscribed to our mailing list, please subscribe to it so that you don't miss out on such relevant information that the association would be disseminating from time to time. But I think the AAFrik initiative really addresses exactly what you are talking about. Was there another question, or is there any other hand that is up? Okay, I would read one from Seth Tompoli. Mr. Seth Tompoli says that thank you for the wonderful presentation and congratulations for the successes chopped. The presentation indicated that each resource center had about 6 staff, and I believe that these staff serve as the immediate face of UNICENT to the student. How do you motivate the staff of the resource centers to ensure optimal delivery of services to the students, prospective students, and other stakeholders? So it's mainly about staff motivation. So would love to hear the UNICENT experience, as well as, there are VCs connected on this call as well. Please feel free to equally raise your hand and contribute in terms of how you motivate your staff. Be it whether it's an open distance institution or it's a traditional face-to-face institution. This question is really touching on staff motivation. So we'll cross over to UNICENT, since the question was specific to UNICENT. But beyond UNICENT, I think we are basically asking that if there are other VCs who would want to share their university's experiences as well, then all of us can learn from that. Thank you very much, and over to you, Prof. and team.
Okay, I'll come in here. There are two questions. There was one question earlier on, which wanted to know what we do about our students' mental health and those type of issues. Distance education. People, when you talk about distance education, the first thing that comes into people's mind is, oh, they're online, go on Moodle, do this. But for an effective online education, student interaction and student follow-up is very, very critical. Because the moment the student feels neglected, that student cannot do a good job. So student follow-up is one of our major priorities. That is why we have the help desk who answer phones directly. All our course coordinators have direct phone lines. Students can contact directly. We have open SMS, whereby we can communicate with students through SMS and other social media. And in addition to this, next academic year, we are going to hire a clinical psychologist who is going to be responsible for student mental health issues and guide them, because to study online can be very stressful. And we need professionals that can follow students on that issue. So we are hiring a clinical psychologist to take care of students' mental issues. And then the other question is, yeah, the other question, pull the other question.
How do we motivate? What's the other
Okay, it was on teacher
Okay,
motivation.
how do we motivate our resource centers? The staff at the resource centers.
Yes,
As Professor Laita said, we have 10 resource centers. The resource centers are our representatives in the 10 provincial capitals. And they are employees, they are all full-time employees of the university. They have all the resources they need. They have direct phone lines with every department and every faculty here. They access our systems through a secured VPN environment. And we are in contact with them on daily basis because Mozambique is long and is wide. That is why we have the resource centers. So every resource that they need for them to be the good representatives of the university in their locality, we provide them with all the resources they need. So every motivation needed for them to be productive, efficient, and good ambassadors or representatives of the university, we do provide them.
Yes, good afternoon. Just to add on what Professor Martin was saying, there are also two aspects that I think they are very important, which our university provides to its staff. The first one concerns scholarships. Apart from offering scholarships at different academic levels for the staff, the university also provides scholarships for the spouse, the wives or husbands of the staff, and even to their children. And the second aspect, which is also important, is that the university pays health plans to a certain company for the staff, and these health plans are not only to the benefit of the staff, but also to their children and to their spouses as well. And I think this is a very good boost in terms of a good emotional boost and competitive salaries as well, which is like a very good boost in terms of emotionally to each employee. And if when a university staff is let's say outside, you can see that there are many people from other universities who, when they hear about these opportunities that the university provides, you see that they are interested in joining UNICEF. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, to add to what he's saying and give you some statistics. Currently, the university is paying the tuition for 31 doctorate students who are studying in universities all over the world. You have some in Portugal, some in Zimbabwe, some in Mozambique, who are taking their PhD programs, 30 of them. And then we have about 41 who the university is paying the tuition for their master's program, and we have over 100 for undergraduate studies. So if you are an employee, wherever you are, whether you are at the resource center, whether you are at the head office, wherever you are, we have a very strong capacity building program. And that is one of our motivation for our employees, not only the resource center employees, but our employees in general.
Okay, thank you very much for the contributions. I think I want to do a general call on some people to contribute to the sessions as well. So this will be random, basically. I see Aziz Hamzat connected from UM6P Morocco. I don't know if you have some experience to share from the Moroccan angle. Please feel free to unmute yourself and contribute to the discussions based on the discussions and the presentations so far. I had also earlier seen a connection from one of the centers of excellence from Nigeria. If Prof is still with us here, we would love to hear the ACE experience as well in terms of the ongoing discussions. I also see Professor Ogugwa Awo from IOFOST. Prof, I don't know if you have something to share with us as far as especially researchers in specific fields, for instance, in the food science and technology field connecting together are concerned. If you are still here with us, please feel free to unmute and contribute to the discussion. Let me move to another country from the list that I'm seeing. From the introductions, this is Biodun Olarin, Head of Department of Crop and Environmental Protection from Nigeria, University of Technology, Obomaso, Nigeria. Please feel free to unmute and contribute. Then I see Prosper Kisi, University of Cape Coast, Ghana. It would be good to hear from your experiences as well. There was also a PhD student that I saw connected. I think at the end of it all, students are one of the key beneficiaries of some of all these policies and key innovations and interventions that we implement. So it would be good to hear from the students' perspective as well. I've mentioned a number of names. I'll cross over to Zambia, UNICAF University based in Zambia. There was Christine Mushibwe. Please feel free to unmute and contribute to the discussions. I've called a number of names. I don't know if any of us are still here with us and would love to contribute. You can kindly raise your hand and then I'll call you and you contribute to the discussions. Thank you very much. Okay, that's fine. Whilst we wait for people to organize themselves and want to contribute, there was a question about sharing the week-long program with us. My colleagues, one of my colleagues, Ms. Naomi Dakon, has posted this via the chat. She had indicated it would also be emailed to all of us so that we have it in our email to follow and to know the times that specific activities are holding. We have activities lined up throughout the week, as I earlier mentioned. So she will email that to us as well. Let's feel free to engage with this. And we are all really highly invited to join the sessions as much as possible. We would love to see all of us throughout the sessions, actually. Each session would present specific topics with, key discussants, high-level panel discussions. So we would really benefit a lot. And this is hosted annually. So if we miss out on it, it means unless next year. So we are really encouraging all of us to connect throughout the week and to engage with the sessions. Okay, I'm Dr. Nwamidi Agozo Edotonga, HOD for Counseling Psychology, University of Education, Winneba. I asked the question on mental health services. Okay, thank you very much, Doc, for your intervention. Prof has raised her hand. I believe Prof has some intervention to make as well. Prof, over to you and your team once more.
Yeah, the question on mental health. As I thought I had explained how we go about it. And as I said, mental issues and students being distressed for distance education most of the time originate from the fact that the institutions don't interact with the students. That leads to mental issues. Because studying on your own, most of the students we have online, most of the people we have as students are working adults. They have work issues to deal with, they have family issues to deal with, they have various financial issues to deal with. So the moment they feel neglected and they don't feel that they are not, their interest is not being taken care of by the university or their tutors, then the problem begins from there. So what we do is we interact with our students on regular basis using every arsenal we have. As I said, we have the complaints system. We communicate with them through SMS. All the tutors have got direct phone lines. They can call anytime and talk to them. And on top of that, we have a help desk, which is manned by professional customer service representatives who answer their questions. And we are in the process of hiring a clinical psychologist as a full-time staff member who will deal with the high-level professional cases when it comes to mental health issues of, students. So that is the approach we are taking, or the approach we have in place to address issues that will put students in distress. Yeah, we have the virtual attendance. We have so many technological means of following our students.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. I think we are almost coming to the end of the session. We only have about 5 minutes to close. I would like to use the rest of the period to basically walk us through the program so that we can start to note what is happening when, and prepare to attend, and also prepare to engage and to clarify or even to contribute to any discussion that would be coming up. Tomorrow, we have the official Africa Universities Day celebration. AAU was established on 12th November, which happens to be tomorrow. So tomorrow is the official Africa Universities Day celebration. We are starting the activities same time as today. It starts from 9 all the way to 11:30, just like today. And it will start off with a welcome remark by the AAU president, Professor Bakri Said Osman. We would also receive goodwill remarks from the African Union Commission. Remember, the theme is really celebrating the African Union's theme, which is focusing on education for this year. So we'll receive remarks from African Union representatives tomorrow. And then we'll have goodwill remarks from the Marcus Garvey Institute for Human Development, to be represented by Dr. Julius Garvey, who happens to be the son of Marcus Garvey. Then we have the main keynote presentation on the title African Universities as Development Agents. And this will be by Professor Olushola Oyewele, the Secretary General of AAU. Following Prof's presentation, would have two discussants respond to the key issues, and that would be Prof. Mohamed Labike Keb, who is the President, Ibn Tufal University in Morocco, and Professor Ferrara Meyers from the Institute of Distance Education, University of Eswatini in Eswatini. So that is the program for tomorrow. On Wednesday, we have different activities happening at different times, but it's also starting at 9 o'clock GMT. Wednesday is dedicated to the Regional and Global Partners Day. And we would have a presentation from Taylor and Francis on navigating medical and healthcare scholarly communication, ensuring integrity, transparency, and accessibility of research. And then at 11, we would have a presentation by the AAU Southern Africa Regional Office, hosted by the Women's University in Africa, Zimbabwe, on strategies for stimulating women's participation in STEM for sustainable development. You would agree with me that there's still a lot to do in terms of ensuring that our women are fully, very visible and very active as far as the STEM careers and STEM field is concerned. So tomorrow there will be an aspect dedicated to us discussing the various strategies for stimulating that. And then we'd also have a presentation by Afrobarometer on assessing the gaps. Africans look for greater progress on education. Afrobarometer will be making that presentation to us. And then finally, the day would end with a presentation by the Marcus Garvey Institute for Human Development and Center for Global Affairs, which is based in the USA. And their presentation is titled 21st Century Pan-African Education, Building Strong Institutional Frameworks for Economic and Educational Advancement. As we can see, these are really power-packed and high-level presentations. So I'm sure we wouldn't want to miss it and would really make the time to participate. Thursday is also another day which is dedicated to our regional and global partners. We would have a presentation by the AAU Europe office, which is hosted by University of Nottingham in the UK, and is on the title Responsible Use of AI and Emerging Technologies in Higher Education. Then we would also receive a presentation from the Ethical Data Institute on building resilient education systems through responsible research and innovation. So those would be the schedule for Thursday. There's also a presentation by the University of South Africa, UNISA, and University of Cape Town on the African Charter on Transformative Research Collaboration. And then finally, for the last activity on Thursday is on strengthening ties through African diaspora. And finally, on Friday, we'll get to hear about key initiatives that are contributing to educating Africans fit for the 21st century. Africans that are well-rounded, graduates that are really responding to Africa's challenges and helping us to achieve the SDG goals. So we would hear, we'll have presentations by the Africa Higher Education Centers of Excellence project. This is a World Bank funded project that has AAU as one of the regional facilitation units. We would also have a presentation on the ADIS 14 and recognition of certificates. And then finally, there would be another high-level presentation on the contribution of ACT and PACWA to quality African higher education. This will be done by Professor Adewale Olusegun Obadina, based here at the AAU Secretariat. So you would agree with me, there's a lot of content that we can all learn from, and we would also love to hear from you during the engagement sessions so that we can pick knowledge from each other for the advancement of our institutions and for the advancement of higher education generally in Africa. That will be it for today. We really want to thank you very much.